Ni hao, and welcome to my listening and speaking tips. So, today I'm just going to briefly introduce some tips that I have been researching. So, here we go. Firstly, we should remember the way we learn language is not the same as we learn other subjects. In fact, learning a language is more similar to learning a musical instrument. So we can't learn a musical instrument by reading lots of books on how to do it. We need to practice, hours of practice. And next, using the scientific research on how people best learn a second language, I have found that people best learn in situ. And this means in the situations where they would use the language. For example, we learn about how to order food in a situation like a restaurant. In order to learn this vocabulary and what sentences to use, we often recommend a role play or even pretend in our head that is what's happening. And here, lastly, regarding learning a second language, we do this through exposure, listening, reading, watching, through repetition, repeating again and again, and by remembering, finding a meaningful context. This means making the word meaningful for us so we can remember it. So we don't just remember a list of new vocabulary. We have to make a pretend situation and sentence for the brain to really start remembering. Okay, there are some tips. So, continuing some tips for learning English or any second language. Find a focus. So, again, we need to find a real life situation and authentic context, something meaningful. So, the lesson is hopefully interesting to us and we can relate to it. Next, most students learn better when they have a goal and an aim. This doesn't have to be passing an IELTS exam. It can just be an understanding of what we want to achieve. Without this focus, often students get lost. And lastly here, what activities to use. Because we learn best using real life situations, role play is very useful. Group discussions, presentations, real world tasks, such as ordering a coffee in a restaurant or pretending to. And lastly here, it is very important that we all remember we learn differently. We all have an individual learning style. I recommend that you find out what your learning style is. Here are two free websites that can provide you that information. Because some people do best or better with just learning by reading or by listening, or some need to communicate by doing or speaking. So there are many ways by which we can learn. So I recommend finding that out. Okay, thank you very much.